What's going on, everybody? My name is Mr. Leong, and welcome back to another episode of the Starter Kit. Thanks for tuning in, and we are in the midst of learning about human resource management and staff management and why it's so important. So, in the first video, I talked about an introduction to human resource management, why it's so important, and today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks about finding some really good employees for your business. Because one thing that you're going to realize is that as your business grows, as it scales up, you're going to need to find people to work for your business. You can't do everything yourself. So finding good employees is easier said than done because you want high quality employees, very motivated, skilled, and it's not just like, you're posting an ad and you're waiting for candidates. You want to be in the right place at the right time. So I'm going to show you a few platforms and ways in which you can recruit employees to work for your business. Alright, if you haven't done so already, make sure you consider subscribing to my channel and you can hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video to YouTube. Now, this is an area I have a little bit of personal stories and experiences to share with you. Finding employees is a challenge for many businesses because you're not sure about their skill sets. Maybe you hire them and they turn out to be not as what you expected, or maybe there's high turnover in your industry. If there are similar businesses and competitors to you, you want to be sure that you build a positive work environment so that you don't have to spend a lot of efforts recruiting. People come to you. And I'll talk about the recruiting process in a separate video. But finding employees, here are some tips and tricks, and you want to be able to build your business and team around a core group of staffs. You treat them well, you compensate them well, and you don't have high turnover in your business. Because when you have high turnover and people only work for a short time and then they leave, maybe due to like a negative work environment or they're not paid enough, this creates a lot of problems for your business because you're constantly having to hire and then retrain. So let's get on with the rest of the slideshow. My personal story with hiring good staff revolves around my time as a manager at a summer camp. I was the operations manager, and one of the things I would do is before the camp starts, I need to make sure that we're properly staffed, that if we have this many students that are going to arrive in this week, I need to make sure that we have the staff and the activity leaders and the assistant directors to facilitate the operations. And I want to make sure that I have enough staff. So sometimes we have 100, 200 students, but you also want to have enough staff, but also excellent staff too. Quality matters, and quality staff are a challenge, especially when there's so many other competing day camps. So here are some things that I considered when trying to build a team or a roster of staff. Especially in the service business, customer service can make or break your business. So you want to make sure that you hire the right people, the qualified people, and then retain them. So one of the first things I did was I simply looked at last year's camp roster of staff. I thought about the ones that were pretty good, and I just offered them, some employment and said, hey, you did pretty well last year. Do you want to come back? But maybe also in an expanded role. I always looked towards internal promotion. And internal promotion is not only good because the people have been with you, they know the processes, and they're ready to take on an established leadership position in your company, but also it's a sign that if you do well for our business, you're going to be promoted. And employees want to be able to see advancement opportunities. Good staff are hard to find, acquire, and retain. So this is why I always look towards internal promotion first, but I'll get into that later on in the slideshow. Here are some things that are going to help to find some really good employees. And it's always nice if you're not always actively trying to recruit people, but people are coming to you. I hope you know what that means, but you want to be able to create a culture, an environment where people want to work for you and there's demand drawn to your place. For example, if you have great benefits such as compensated fitness plans or a clean workplace, modern, updated, and even snacks, coffee, couches for relaxation. These are things that are going to draw people to want to work for you. You can always pay employees very well, but if you don't treat them well, if the work environment is toxic and it's not a very friendly or aesthetically pleasing place to work, these are things that are going on in the employees' minds. So you want to create a good culture, environment, and good vibes. Values and good branding are also going to attract prospective employees. For example, if you are a business that is very unethical in the way that they interact with people, there's negative publicity, that's not going to really help you to hire future employees. So there needs to be some effort into marketing, branding, so you like donate to charity or you do a lot of good for the community. That really helps, and employees are going to resonate with those values. So you can really market your company and the branding at various events. I believe there is this entrepreneur, and I can't remember the name, but it's like Gravity Payments, and he's paying employees like a minimum salary of $70,000 USD. And he's always talking about this. And let me, if I can think about the name of the person, I'll put it in the description. But that's also really good for the branding and promotion of your business. So here are just a few things that will help. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to showcase some platforms that are going to be helpful or beneficial. Maybe they're cost effective, but here are some ways that you can look for future employees. University job boards are a great place to look for future employees because maybe they're just graduated or looking for full-time work or even part-time during studies or even during the summer. If you think about it, university students are trying to pay off their tuition, or maybe they have some debt, and classes only go for maybe 8 months of the year, and there's 4 months in the summer, or maybe you're looking for part-time work during school. So there's a lot of demand, a lot of job seekers from university and college students. And universities also have a co-op program that allows students to gain work experience in a supervised program. So this is an example of a UBC job board. And as you can see, there's a lot of demand for tutors, I guess, because there's a lot of virtual learning. So these were a few examples of some part-time work. So this is a place where you can look for future employees, or maybe if you just want like a part-time marketer or bookkeeper, you can also post for that as well. Social media is a great way to get the word out about jobs at a very cost-effective approach. So people can share job postings, and if you post on LinkedIn, what people can do is they can share that job posting or even comment or tag people. So social media has been a way to look for future employees. You can also look LinkedIn or Facebook, and if somebody is posting like a project or some work that they've done, maybe that's also a way for you to keep an eye out for talent. And I think one of the things that you need to consider as an employer is that you never know where you're going to find your next best employee. For example, when I was at the manager at a summer camp, I used to go swimming at a local pool community center, and I never thought that I would have found 2, 3 really solid employees, and we were just swimming and playing water basketball. And it turns out that they were looking for work. I hired them, and turned out well. The interview went well, and they did a lot of really good work for the summer camp. So you never know where you're going to find your next employee. But social media is a great way for you to get the word out at a very cost-effective approach. Online job boards are very common now. A lot of employers are posting on Indeed, Craigslist, LinkedIn, Monster, and you can also set up resume alerts so that when somebody posts their resume on Indeed, you can track who's coming in. Maybe you're looking for these qualities or skill sets, and it's become a very popular place to post because work and services are moving to online and virtual means. You could also look for VAs, but I think the thing to consider here is that a lot of people don't want to bring in a paper resume, but online job boards such as Indeed, Craigslist, and LinkedIn and Monster are very efficient platforms for also looking at the resumes and making communication with these prospective employees. Now, friends and family is an interesting one. You could just post on your social media saying, "Oh, I'm looking for, people to work for my business." And it can be really fun to work with your friends and family and you trust them, but it's also hard to discipline them if they underperform. If they don't do well, do you fire them? How does that work? Thanksgiving is going to be a little bit interesting if you fire them or discipline them, etc. So, anyways, there's a lot of benefits, especially if you're really in need of workers. Just post on your social media. And studies show that employees are actually happier. The workplace environment is a lot more interactive when you're working with friends and family. It just seems to be a more fun environment. Yes, the work is challenging, but if it's challenging with friends and family, it makes it all worth it. So it's something to consider. And there are a few family businesses that are in my family, and we have uncles and aunties. They work together and they work hard, and it's very challenging, but there's a lot of really good rewards at the end of the day. This is a great way to recruit for employees. What you can do is ask for referrals. Maybe you have a current staff and you simply approach them and say, "We're looking to fill some of these positions. Let me know if you know anybody that might be a good fit." And this was a great way we were able to build our summer camp program, because we had a group of core staff, and then the activity leaders would work. They'd be pretty good. We'd bring them back, but they'd also bring their friends, and their friends were also very good as well. And just take a look at the photo above me. All of the green stars, I'm in the purple over here, but the green stars were either referrals, returning staffs, and that's pretty good because it reduces all of the recruiting costs and you get to really focus on training. They come back, they already know about the system, so it just makes the camp run a whole lot better. If you're looking to quickly vet, getting employees' opinions, or maybe they know people that would be a good fit, maybe they've worked on like a project or a presentation, so that's always a good option as well. Internal promotion, as I mentioned before, is also viable. You want to look at any of your existing staff and see where they'd do pretty good in like a leadership or a more senior position. So asking your employees for referrals or internal promotion is also a great way to grow your existing staff and to hire some really qualified people. And finally, I'm just going to mention this tip to end off the video. One thing you can do is that if you have a website, what you can do is you can create a section called hiring, and this would be a great place. You can add a careers page, a great way to reach people looking for work. And these are people that are already interested in your business, or maybe they like the products and the services. So it could be a customer who likes your products and wants to work with you. But if you have a section right here that says hiring and you're currently seeking these individuals, I just looked at a local bakery and saw that they had a nice hiring page, and the descriptions are all here. And they said, "Oh, if you're interested, send us your resume and application to this email." This makes a lot of sense because maybe you like eating, this is Brecca's pastries and foods, and then you click hiring and it makes total sense. So putting a careers page on your website is going to help you to attract people to work for your business. But these were just a few tips about hiring people and how to look for some qualified people. Ultimately, you have to be at the right place and the right time, and you have to really think about who would be a good fit for your business, who do you have in mind, and where they would be looking for work. So whether it's online job boards, maybe if you want to hire university students, you go look at the university job boards. So you have to have that in mind as you're looking for work. So that was today's video on finding and looking at where employees can be found. And if you have any questions, or if you want to leave some comments, comment section is down below. Thanks for watching today's video. And if you haven't done so already, drop a like and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And hopefully I'll see you probably in another week or so in the next video. Thank you, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.